9-33C. All right, so now we're continuing to try to figure out which ones of these lines are parallel. The next set of angles we're going to look at is 1 and 12. So 1 is up here and 12 is over here. All right, so these are not on the interior of these two lines. They're exterior. And they are, they're not on the same transversal. So it's really hard to say if they're parallel or not. So we just don't have enough information, and they don't fit with any of these types of angles. They're not corresponding angles, alternate interior angles, or same side interior angles. Let's see. I wonder if we could deduce something. Let's see. So if this is equal to this, then this angle is going to be equal to this angle. And that's because these are both, this is a straight angle, and these angles are supplementary. So we can actually deduce if the measure, so let's start trying to figure this out. If the measure of 1 is equal to the measure of 12, then we can also say that the measure of 2 is equal to the measure of 11. Okay. And if we can say that, I'm still not seeing anything that matches up. So they're not on the same transversal. And they are, so now we're looking at 2 and 11. So this and this. So yeah, I'm just not seeing it. So I'm going to give up. It doesn't look like we can say that these are, or we can prove that these lines are parallel. So we'll just write none. Okay, so let's move on to D. So this time we're looking at 13 and 12. Okay, so 13 is here and 12 is here. Okay, 13 is here and 12 is here. So now we're saying that these two are equal. Okay, now this may be a little more promising in terms of trying to prove that these lines, some of these lines are parallel. Because if this is parallel, or if this is equal to this, then because these are vertical angles, I know this is going to be equal to this. So if I can prove that, and this is called 10, and this is 15. So if I know that angle 13 and is equal to angle 12, then I also know, because of vertical angles, vertical angles are congruent. And let me show you where that is on our sheet. So here, down at the bottom, it tells us that vertical angles that are opposite angles formed by intersecting lines, that these vertical angles on opposite sides are congruent. Okay, so we know that for sure. So now we know that the measure of angle 10 is equal to the measure of angle 15. And then if we look at these, we can see, and maybe it's a little easier if I turn it this way. So we can see that these are alternate. So they're on alternate sides of this transversal, and they're on the interior of these two lines. And so if they're congruent, that means that these two lines are parallel because they are alternate interior angles. So that means then C and D are parallel. Because angle 10 and angle 15 are congruent.